Welcome everybody to my 31 days of horror. I know I missed yesterday and the day before because today is October 3rd. So I'm gonna do 3 recommendations today of horror films. So first up we got the 1980 film called Maniac. So there's a couple things that stick out in my mind as to why I'm recommending it. The opening reminds me so much of Jaws, but from the viewpoint of the shark. How they, like, the behind the scenes stuff about like the infamous shotgun scene involving the special effects coordinator Tom Savini. So yeah, the opening sequence for Maniac was inspired by Jaws. So it definitely did have that Jaws vibe. If you didn't know what Maniac was about, it's about a psychopathic man who goes on a killing and mutilation spree in New York City. The shotgun scene that mentioned before was a little bit inspired by what was going on at the time, which was the Son of Sam murders. So Maniac was directed by William Lustig and written by C.A. Rosenberg and Joe Spinell. Joe Spinell actually starred as the main character, Frank Seal. For my second recommendation, I had to go with a classic slasher film. This is Friday the 13th, and in case you don't know what Friday the 13th is about, it's about a group of camp counselors who are stalked and murdered by an unknown assailant while trying to reopen a summer camp, which was the site of a child's drowning and a grisly double murder years before. One of the other things that actually connects this film and Maniac, besides Tom Savini, is at the end, spoiler alert, when the killer actually gets decapitated, the headless body was used in Maniac in the final sequence that almost everybody has actually seen, Friday the 13th, which makes it a good movie to get into horror. It was directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who actually took out an ad a year prior promoting the film without even having a script, which he then got Victor Miller to work on a script. I believe Victor Miller took inspiration from another slasher film that came out in 1979 called Halloween. I wouldn't say it's a direct rip-off, but it's definitely influenced a little bit. In Friday the 13th, we have the film debut, I believe, of Kevin Bacon. He actually gets killed in the film with an arrow that goes through his throat. That was achieved by actually having him under the bed, partially, I believe. And that specific effect, I think Tom Savini actually used in a few other movies, which I'm not sure about off the top of my head. For the third recommendation, we have a newer film from 2019 called The Banana Splits Movie. This one's unique in the sense that you could say that it took inspiration from the Five Nights at Freddy's video game. The Banana Splits movie is about a family that attends a live taping of the original Banana Splits television show, but they are then forced to survive as soon as the characters, the Banana Splits, go haywire and start a killing spree around the studios. The kills in it are really good. I recommend it based on its uniqueness. Again, these special effects were really good even though they weren't done by Tom Savini. It may not be the best slasher film out there, but this was a movie I wanted to check out for a while, so yeah, I really liked how everything was achieved and stuff like that. So the Banana Splits movie was directed by Denishka Esterhazy. I apologize if I said your name wrong. It was written by Jed Elinoff and Scott Thomas. Yeah, Banana Splits was just a little fun, entertaining movie. It was unique, which was really good. You don't find that normally. It was original in the sense that it was turned into a slasher film, which you don't see much with children's television series. And that's it for my recommendations for like the first 3 days of October. So we had Maniac, then we had Friday the 13th, and then Banana Splits movie. The next 4 films are gonna be slashers again. Some well known, some not, but very good movies and unique in how they achieve the slasher aspect. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe and share when you can, and be sure to tune in for the other films that I have recommended.